So I received a couple questions asking me to show my office and paperwork organization, which I'm happy to do. It's a little challenging because a lot of what I have is privileged or confidential, but with a couple weird angles, I'll show you as much as I can. So I'm pretty immersed in the Apple ecosystem. I have an Apple Watch, a MacBook Pro, iPad Mini, and an iPhone. And these all work together seamlessly. You can use other things, but this is what I have. And they are an invaluable tools to me because everything syncs. So I keep as much as I can digitally, and you would be shocked at the amount of high quality important work I actually get done even on my iPhone. And that's because everything is electronic. So if I create a calendar appointment reminder, which I do all the time, I have everything on my calendar, I put as much information as possible, the phone number, different names that I need to refer back to. If it's for an event, I'll put in all the details, but I'll also snap a picture of say the invitation. I attach it down here where it says IMG 2966, because sometimes you don't have every single detail in the calendar appointment. You might need to refer back to it. So if I pull it up on my phone, I can pull up the actual image of the invitation, that type of thing. I also sync this even with my car so that all the details are there. When I get in, it knows where I'm going and I can just hit get directions. I use reminders for everything. I create a shopping list. I use Siri to add to it. If I have a bigger project, I create a subtask list of individual tasks. I use reminders for everything. I date them in time, put timestamps so that it pokes me and, lets me know, hey, I need to do this. Again, put as much information as you can without making it burdensome. I use notes extensively. I have a note for everything, temporary notes, permanent notes. If they're sensitive, I lock them. But, even something as, typical as my condo, I put everything in here. My paint color, the materials used so I can refer back, stuff about the condo association, things I need to remember. And then everything I make digital. So I scan everything. I keep electronic copies. I organize it. And this all syncs between all my devices. So I can pull this up on my iPhone, my iPad, my computer, anywhere. I'll show you receipts just because this is really benign, but I'll add a date. I try to use descriptive words for the title so that I can search them very easily. And it just makes life so much easier. Obviously, there's a lot of times you have to fill things out. If I can type it, I will. Sometimes it's just easier to, handwrite it. But even that, I typically will use an Apple Pencil, and you can sign it and send it right back. And then I can save a digital copy. If there's specialized software or programs for what you do, I often find that helpful. For example, I use Buildium for my real estate investment business. It saves all the information about the different properties. I can upload documents for each tenant, keep a lease ledger, etc. It just makes my life so much easier. Every sheet of paper that I might want to refer back to, I scan. I don't keep papers everywhere. I have a printer, I love it, but I don't use it much. This file folder thing keeps every sheet of paper I have for my entire business. I try to keep as little as possible, but some things you just can't get rid of, like wet ink signatures for leases, I put in each folder. Then I have just these two binders of personal documents. One is for receipts, the other one's for important documents like birth certificates, licenses, things like that you just can't get rid of. So I'll keep that. But in the end, I try to keep as much digital as possible. It just makes it so much more seamless and easy.